Hello everyone, welcome back to game 3 between virtus.pro and Newbee. This is going to be the deciding match for both these teams at ESL Hamburg 2017. The loser of this game will be knocked out of the tournament. The winner goes onward to the grand finals to play against the winner of the series of Secret versus Liquid. And here we're actually going to have a last pick Brood coming out, surprising Newbee here. Broodmother doing very well against all of these heroes, minus the Earthshaker coming out from Kaka. So he's going to have to try to get a pretty early Blink Dagger here, because Ramses is going to have a pretty free game until that happens. Brood very good against the Monkey King, very good against Mirana and Nature's Prophet as well. None of the cores on the side of Newbee matched up well at all against this Brood. And they did already pick the Necrophos and Blood, so it's pretty unexpected here with this last pick Brood coming out. They will be running this Necro off lane. I don't even think they care what lane Ramses goes in. They can send him mid, they can send him off lane, they can send him to the safe lane, and he'll have a good time regardless. And we'll also see the signature disruptor here for solo, as well as the Lil Spirit Breaker, and the rest of the heroes on the team synergize very well. They can charge in and create a lot of pressure on these lanes in the early game, especially in the Brood lane. Once Brood gets a pretty strong spider army up, I mean, Newbee pretty much have no way to deal with it. I mean, there's Starstorm, there's Fissure, but it's not really enough to kill these spiders. You can like juke the Starstorm as well. Bait with only a couple of spiders. So I think this is a really good Brood game. It just depends how well Ramses could actually play it. And we actually paused or something. Someone paused during the drafting phase, but what head right into the game here. As we enter the versus screen, we got virtus.pro versus Newbee. This is game 3. It's the deciding match, and I mean, VP not shying away with going with something different than their usual heroes, as they're not known as a Brood team, but they're gonna pull it out here. Good looks come out, and we'll see who continues on to play in the grand finals and who gets knocked out. Both these teams, top caliber teams right now in the world, and it looks like Ramses will be going to the mid lane. Buys himself his own Sentry, I believe, as well, as they're going to favor Lil going with an early poor man, so they maybe look to go for some tower dives. They're going to smoke up to place out some wards, and Ramses placing an early web mid here, pretty standard. He's placed a little bit forward, I think. Actually, no, that's pretty much perfect placement. I don't know too much about Brood. I learned some things talking to my friend, a Brood spammer, but still have a lot to learn about the hero. I have a general idea on what matchups favor her and when she's good and what her item buildup is. And we saw Fnatic also try out the Brood in a deciding match against EG, and it didn't work out there. Envy had a relatively rough Brood game to play, and I think he did his best. Fortunately, he got knocked out of the tournament, but we'll see if Ramses can perform with this hero in this crucial moment for virtus.pro. Again, they really want to claim this major title win, as they haven't really had that big win. They've always been this top team. They were like looked to be unstoppable when they were playing at the summit, or they picked every single hero they could until the last game against Secret, where Puppy was, banning heroes that they've already picked. So they've always positioned themselves as a top team, but they never really secured it with any major land title wins. And this could be the first one for them here, as they're one game away to playing once again in the grand finals. We're going to see a charge from Lil onto the top lane here. It's going to connect onto KPI, who's actually playing, what is this, a support Nature's Prophet? What is going on? It actually is a support Nature's Prophet. They're switching up the lane matchup. I saw the Earthshaker mid, and it didn't confuse me at first, but I just realized it's not SCCC, it's Kaka playing mid Earthshaker against Ramses Brood. and it's actually going to be a 5-position or 4-position Nature's Prophet coming out from KPI, switching up the positions so that they can deal with this Brood Mother, because they know that if this Nature's Prophet is a core, he's not going to have a good time against Brood, no matter what the lane matchup is, and even transitioning into the mid game. So they're going to favor giving extra farm to Kaka, so they'll have a way to deal with Ramses. But I don't know if that's the play here, as it's going to open up more space here for No One and Pasha to go off potentially, because Nature's Prophet not doing very much in this lane. Pasha is farming it fairly well now, and once he gets more levels, he's going to be harder and harder to kill. He's not actually doing too well in CS so far, but he's doing fairly good in terms of his levels. In the bottom lane, I do think that Monkey King does have the advantage in this matchup against Bloodseeker, but we'll see what Solo can do to help protect No One here. I'm about to say Ramses, but indeed there's no one playing safely in this game. And it's just 2v2 in the bottom lane. Again, I do think this lane favors Monkey, but CS is looking fairly even so far. Newbee does have a little bit more denies, and this lane's pretty much all about this big camp side. Well, whoever can get it off will start to pull ahead a little bit in terms of experience and maybe look to take a kill. But speaking of kills, we might see an attempt here onto Solo as they catch him out with the sleep. The charge comes in from Lil. They're going to look for the counter kill attempt, but the Jingu stacks will go off. He gets the boundless strike off as well, but it's too late. No One already gets first blood onto Faith. They're going to chase down Mugi as well. His Jingu stacks are out, but he's getting blocked by the creep. Doesn't matter. I mean, he's super fast. Catches up anyway, and they will get 2 kills there. Nice charge there from Lil. Will secure their safe lane. Well, the mid matchup, sure, Earthshaker is not bad against Brood. I mean, he's looked to be as a semi-counter, but Ramses is still free farming. His farm is not getting contested at all at this point. It's not until like Earthshaker really gets his level 6 where he's strong against Brood. And even then, I mean, he just provides kill potential, and that's it, right? I mean, Brood can still do Brood things. So we see here, Ramses not doing bad. I mean, he's shown familiarity in the hero. He's clearly practiced it in pubs or whatever, scrims. So they're about even in CS as for the mid lane. And again, Pasha, because of this support Nature's Prophet, not able to do too much against him. He's going to be farming his off lane fairly well against SCCC here on this Mirana. Ramses pushing forward with the spiders, looking to pressure Kaka. Really good play there. And again, Earthshaker is pretty telegraphed on his abilities, so at any point in time, Ramses can just dodge with his spiders. They're very fast under the webs, so I don't actually think this matchup is that great for Earthshaker, but I don't think Newbee decided to lane this way because of the lane matchup, but more so having an ability to catch out and kill Brood. Otherwise, Earthshaker is under leveled, he's playing 4 position, doesn't get kills off or anything like that. It is just going to hurt them come mid game when Brood gets her items up. But this way, they're going to ensure that he gets a fairly early Blink Dagger, and this is going to allow him to play the mid game a lot easier. KPI TPing to the bottom lane. We see another fight happen here. The TP comes in from SCCC as well. They want to take a fight here against No One, but Solo doesn't even go down. Mugi salving himself up, but it's just a wasted rotation, and this is going to open up a lot of space for Pasha. While in the meantime, Ramses is chasing Kaka all the way back to his shrine. He needs to be careful now that Kaka does have the Echo Slam. He's only going to send a group of his spiders in, but it doesn't matter. The Echo still hits onto everybody, and he just feeds all the spiders as well as Lil's life away there. Alright, and you see that's why they picked Earthshaker. But Ramses survives, however. He will go shrine up. I'm surprised he's actually going for the medallion here against Earthshaker. I feel like it's not going to give him kill potential onto him. And it is not the common build on Brood either. This is like the more pub style Brood. So I think he will probably go medallion Orchid, which makes more sense. Whereas if you look at my Tunnel Man, he goes for Desolator. But we're going to see another fight break out in the bottom lane. The arrow will whiff, and they will bash the heck out of Faith, and No One will get away with extra move speed. And SCCC rotating to the bottom lane, but not getting too much done. They do go for the lane swap though, so Mugi heads top. But I mean, the lane matchup, Monkey King versus Necro, isn't that favored for Monkey, so I feel like he would have had a better time bottom, and he was having a pretty decent time. I don't know why they decided to swap lanes. I guess SCCC couldn't TP back top, so they didn't want to put SCCC and Newbee in the same lane, so they had to just do the lane swap. But I'm getting messaged by my brood spamming friend here, and he's saying that Ramses is not playing the lane properly. He says this is $1 million tournament and he's not playing brood against Earthshaker properly. So I can't really point out exactly what he's doing wrong here, especially I think with that, like going for that kill at all and then going for the medallion. I feel like that's where it is. That's just my prediction. And he's telling me he's gonna coach me for $15 as I see Lil charged in the top lane. KPI will get stunned up, and this is support Nature's Prophet, only level 3. Pasha just heals himself up with the magic wand and the ghost shroud. Ramsey's farming up. Should dodge the stop here with his spiders, and he does do that. And now he'll rotate into the jungle as he's kind of afraid of the Earthshaker now. He has maxed out Aftershock, and he'll have Echo up soon. Meanwhile, KPI will just transition to jungling now. And I'm assuming Kakra won't take like a full core role. I'm assuming they're just gonna eventually have KPI transition back into farming and playing the 3. It's just they want Kakra to have this early lead so that he can deal with the Broodmother come mid game. And he did go for Tread, so we'll see how things actually play out. But no one is able to farm up now that Monkey King has left his lane. He's going to pull ahead of Newbee. As I said, this is not a favorable matchup for Newbee, so Newbee definitely put in an uncomfortable position here with his brood pick, but it doesn't feel like Ramses is that comfortable on this hero as well. Now he's going for the Desolator, so it will be no Orchid for him actually, as the charge comes in onto the mid lane. So this is a weird game in general. For a game 3 of a very important tournament for these teams, we're definitely seeing these teams not backing away from trying something weird here. And we're going to have a game ahead of us as SCCC. He's just walking around right now. He's looking for something to do on the map, but both these teams don't feel like they have a clear strategy of what they want to do, and this game is almost going to like transition into like pub-like environment, I would say. And this is something that definitely happened in a pub, where suddenly Broodmother pick comes out last and you didn't expect it, and you're like, oh, alright, Earthshaker, just go mid, dude. And you know, I'll support NP, no problem. But speaking of NP, TP's in right into a spider army. He's gonna get shredded here by the Broodmother. That is not where he wants to be, but they do end up getting a trade there onto Solo. At the same time, SCCC pounding onto the mid tower here. So Ramses actually will lose his mid tower very early. He hasn't done too much damage here on the enemy tier 1 either. So even if they lose KPI there, he summons the Treants, he takes out the mid tower with the Treants, actually gets the last hit, and that's tier 1 down for Newbee. Monkey King still behind, but he's a fairly good comeback hero. And when you look at the last hit right now, it's a bit skewed as Kaka has got a fair bit of spiderling kills, as he's almost 100 last hits before the 10-minute mark. Ramsey's still farming up very well. He's got that level 10 talent now with the 25 experience gain, and he's very close to his Desolator as well. So he's done a really good job of farming, but in terms of pressuring Earthshaker at all, I mean, he's fed him a lot of spiders, and that kill as well onto Lil. Brood is pretty much responsible for that kill onto Lil. Like, the Echo wouldn't have killed him otherwise, but because all the spiders were there, Lil just died. So yeah, as I said, they are going to transition his Nature's Prophet into more of like 3 position again, as he's going to lane, he's farming up, and we're actually seeing SCCC farming in the jungle. So this is a weird game. It's just a sad game for Faith, if anything. He's playing super hard position 5 now. It's a support Nature's Prophet transitioning into a core again. You see the glimpse back here onto Kaka, but the immediate TP not going to help him get out, as the Reaper Scythe is here as well as the charge, and he will get that big kill there, slowing down the Blink Dagger. He was very close to it, I think about 50 or 100 gold away, and that will delay it by probably another minute or so. This is also propelling Ramses up, who have a very, very fast Orchid, or not Orchid, Desolator here. And he's going to continue to farm up. One thing about Broodmother is she farms up these Ancients very quickly. You see he's gonna just cleave through him with the spider army. Newbee is getting a lot of time to come back in the game though. So, I mean, Newbee, they're keeping up in terms of farm. Normally with a brood mother, she just pulls way ahead. And if you look at net worth, I believe she will be at the top, but Earthshaker is not too far behind, and they're catching up on multiple heroes, right? So even if there's no hero directly as farm as Brood, the Marana is getting okay farm, Nature's Prophet is farming, Mugi is farming, and of course Earthshaker will have his Blink Dagger soon, and maybe we'll look for a gank onto Ramses and give him his first death of the game here. And my alarm is going off again. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go fix that. Alright, I'm back, guys. And I think Ramses messed up his webs here. He like killed his web. Like he's like webbing everywhere. He's definitely not comfortable on this hero. There's some double webbing coming on here because I'm pretty sure he already placed his web. Somehow he died. He removed it. I don't know what happened. Now he doesn't have any webs to fight unless they fight specifically in this area here. He's saving his spiders to make sure they don't get echoed. That means that they don't actually have enough damage to finish off Kaka, and there's no Reaper Sight this time around. Kaka will live. He has the Blink Dagger, and he committed a lot there. Kaka just walks it off. Very tanky with the plus 10 strength talent as well as the power treads. Ramses will shrine up while Newbee looking for a smoke. They have Moonlight. No, they don't have Moonlight Shadow available, but they might run into Ramses here. They should know where he's gonna farm, but no, they're going for Bloodseeker. Maybe they're a bit indecisive. No, they're gonna head back to where the Brood might be. They did place a really nice ward here, spotting out and blocking the Ancients, and the smoke will not pop. Ramses farming up in this big camp right under Newbee's noses, but they walk right past him, and their smoke will expire, and they don't actually manage to catch Ramses. And now virtus.pro will see this smoke reveal under their ward here. No one going for the Midas buildup. So you see something that Sumail does on the Bloodseeker, which actually was a mistake apparently, as he goes for the Mjolnir, or Maelstrom. Oh, they will find a kill, but that's not the kill they want, as it is just a 5 position lowly solo. While in the meantime, there's a charge on the top lane. Newbee in trouble to get the Reaper Scythe off in the middle of the Balance Strike cast. They finish him off with the ultimate as well from the Spirit Breaker. He wasn't able to cast that Balance Strike out at the end of the day, and it's going to be a support kill for a carry. So not a bad trade there for virtus.pro. I mean, Solo is fine with giving his life away if it involves anything favorable for his team, whether it's a tower, Roshan, even just like a D ward or just space created even. But we're going to see the Fiend script here used onto Lil. He will fall. The Static Storm isn't really on the mark, but Kaka will die regardless. Didn't have the Echo Slam as he used it there onto Solo, so that definitely is space created. The Rupture is used onto SCCC. He leaks his blood and dies. That was another good fight for virtus.pro. Again, Newbee is in a weird position. They're not used to doing this. Sending Kakas to the mid lane, they're used to playing standard Dota, and this is putting themselves out of their comfort zone. And this is what Liquid used to pretty much beat them at TI. They got that Nature's Prophet pick, they created a lot of chaos, and Newbee crumbled under the pressure of the grand stage of TI. And this is almost a similar situation here, playing against VP in this very crucial game. They're one game away from getting knocked out of this tournament, and I mean, they're not out of this game by far, but they're just not looking like they feel comfortable. Like that Echo Slam onto Solo, like that just doesn't make sense. But they're just feeling desperate to try to make something happen in this game, while Ramses has continued to get more farmed here as he's cemented his spot in the top of net worth. He will go for the Matama Man build with a little bit of a detour with this Medallion. So Medallion, Mask of Madness, and Desolator. He's going to rush incredibly quickly. He's actually going to go for it. But Echo Slam is coming up in 22 seconds. He has to be careful, but how fast can he do this rush? 16 onto him already. You need to actually get the solo rush. You got so much experience. He'll get away from the rush pit. Let Proof get the solo XP. She'll hit level 18 super fast. Come on, Pasha. They need to be here to cover him because Newbee do know that it is happening. They send the arrow in, but it just hits onto a spider. And Kaka does have the echo. It connects onto Ramses, but he actually doesn't have the ultimate. It's on cooldown for another 15 seconds. They charge forward. It hits onto KPI, and they do actually take the Aegis on the side of Newbee. SCCC with the steal. The Fiend's Grip gets used onto Ramses, but SCCC immediately loses life after stealing the Aegis. So they claim the Aegis kill. They get the Aegis, but they lose their lives. KPI gets glimpsed back as well. He gets charged up, and he will go down as well. That's a full 5-man wipe for virtus.pro. They'll take that fight. They might not get the Aegis, but they get the kills. That's what they live for, and they're going to push into the mid tower as well. Echo Slam's already committed, so they don't have to worry about that either. And Broodmother, standard build up, going for the BKB as her next item. Pasha isn't going for the more supportive Necrolite build. Nothing like a Radiance or anything like that coming out from him. Just goes for the Force Staff, just for extra survivability, especially against like the Earthshaker Fissure and Nature's Prophet Sprout. And Ramses go back to farming. They don't feel comfortable pushing into the mid tower, as I think Newbee still have the potential to fight even without the echo, so they go back to farming and they'll secure this BKB onto Ramses, and from that point onward he really can fight without fear other than this Fiend's Grip. But they already have a decent amount of abilities to cancel the Fiend's Grip, whether it's Bloodseeker, Silence, a Charge, or just Glimpse or Static Storm. There's a lot of split push pressure coming out from SCCC in the bottom lane here. He has a couple of Illusion Runes helping him out as well, and he has completed Maelstrom, so this will help deal with just pushing lanes as well as the spiders later on. But I mean, Brood Spiders isn't really a problem in the late game. It's more so her hero. The spiders, I mean, it's nice to be able to kill them, but spiders are more just a farming method for her later on in the game. So SCCC will take out the bottom tower. Kill actually goes to creeps while we see warding coming out from KBI. This is something that Envy actually did when he was playing Core Nature's Prophet. But the charge comes in onto SCCC. They combo into the static field as well as the static storm, or the kinetic field, and they catch him out. Two supports will get a kill there onto Newbee's carry. Big plays there from both Solo as well as Lil. Big kill, I would say. Score is 14-4 with about a 3,000 advantage. They're going to charge in onto Bane in the mid lane as well, and that's a dead Bane. Lil even gets himself a nice haste rune and bashes him for good measure there as well. Now Ramses, he's very close to his BKB. He's got 1,000 more gold. On the top lane, I'm assuming no one's going for... No, he's actually not going for the Radiance build. He's built for a BKB. They want the fight. This is CIS Dota. He's just camping Pasha right now while a fight does break out in the bottom lane as Newbee jumps onto Solo. Solo loses his life, but they don't have the TP cancel, so he's able to just escape and get away with murder. But Moonlight Shadow was committed here. Faith actually wasn't affected because he was dead still. Wasn't Moonlight Shadow? What was that? That was weird. Anyway, they use a smoke, and they find Lil. Stun connects. Fiend's Grip will be used as well. Lil should die here. He's quite tanky. It's taking them a while. They come in with Pasha. He gets the Reaper Scythe off. Still not quite enough damage to kill Faith. And Echo Slam comes out onto Ramses. However, he'll turn around. He'll heal all that damage right back up with the ultimate. Insatiable Hunger. And Kaka immediately regrets his decision there. They save Faith, but they will lose Kaka. They use the Echo Slam once again. And now this will finally allow virtus.pro to push into this mid lane. Moogie is going for the Battlefield build, so everyone on Newbee just playing for late game. That might be the play, because I do think that Brood does fall off. And virtus.pro don't look like they're anywhere near ending the game anytime soon. That was their first tower of the game, just taken out at the 20-minute mark. Very surprising. But it's just because of how Newbee decided to lane and play that early game. They're very aggressive, put a lot of pressure onto Ramses, took out his tower very early. And they also had some split pushing play from SCCC, taking out the bottom tower. Now at this point, Virtus.pro favoring their own farm and core items as they get the Static Storm there onto SCCC in the mid lane. They clean up that kill easily with Ramses, and he has his BKB now, and Faith might be in trouble here as well. They get vision with the Spires, the glimpse back, and that's another kill for Ramses. Now Newbee starting to feed even more kills at this point, and towers as well, as Pasha and No One along with the catapult secure the top tier 1, so they're starting to take towers on the map and they're feeling strong. The BKB is flying out onto the courier for Ramses. They already got the BKB on No One as well. Pasha building for a Rod of Atos, so they have some extra disable, and at this point I think virtus.pro are set to take this game. I don't know how Newbee actually come back from this one. I mean, they've been in similar situations before where they're very behind, but at this point I actually just don't know what they do against virtus.pro's lineup. They're not in fighting shape, and they pretty much have to play perfectly. It's a similar situation that virtus.pro was in the last game, where they have all these heroes. They're all bad against Brood at this point in time. Maybe later on they'll scale, but I just don't see virtus.pro squandering this advantage. They're very good in their ganking, and they're very good at taking fights, so I don't know how Newbee survives. It's going to take very good play coming out from everybody, and coordination as well, so they do have split pushing as potential with their lineup, but again, it's not that easy against a Spirit Breaker. And they will take out this bottom tier 2 tower, and they also find the gank here onto Pasha, but the Static Storm comes out. Pasha survives. He gets the Ghost Shroud off. Monkey King ultimate gets cancelled. He gets the Reaper Scythe off. Faith is dead. They commit the Echo Slam just for the kill onto Pasha, but Lil comes in with ultimate. He gets the counter kill there onto Kaka. And Solo does get caught up into the trees here, but he survives due to the charge from Lil. He gets blood raged up, and No One will come in with a cleanup. That's 3 kills for virtus.pro, and Newbee will only get 1. They committed a lot. Alright, that's a lot of spider kills for Mugi. The arrow coming in will hit onto the range creep, and Ramses did do a fair bit of damage here to the tier. Actually, that was barely anything. He didn't commit his ultimate there. I wanted to save it just in case he needed to fight. Lil doing a pretty good job on the Spirit Breaker in this game. I don't know why he wants to earn Brood there. He's gonna heal up. No One does go for the Maelstrom build. So Maelstrom into Mjolnir now. No Radiance required for him. The SCCC does have the Maelstrom of his own for a while now, and it's not allowing him to farm up too much, as his net worth is the top of his team, but it's still very far behind No One as well as Ramses. And Kaka is still playing more of a core Earthshaker, so he's going for the Shadow Blade. And Newbee will go for another smoke. They run into Solo, but I mean, that's the perfect hero to break the smoke. He's going to allow them to escape most likely. Lil's already used his charge, but he does just walk away. In the meantime, though, No One just takes out the bottom tower. Ramsey's still farming as well, pushing out the mid lane. And again, another Newbee smoke thwarted. Why virtus.pro is good positioning from Solo. Eats that smoke, and that's the true definition of space created. It's a 4-man smoke, 5-man smoke pretty much. Nature's Prophet also being involved there, and they don't get a kill onto anyone important. Ramses level 21 now, and this is where Boo's kind of hitting her peak. They really want to get this next Aegis and end the game soon. Top tower does get denied by Lil, and again KPI with the TP warding. Courier might have spotted out for a second there, but we're going to see a charge onto Faith. The Fiend's Grip gets used onto Broodmother. Ramses is in trouble. He actually gets bursted, sitting in the Wukong's command, but the rest of virtus.pro have arrived. This might just be a really good trade. They glimpse back Kaka. They don't have the damage to finish him off quite yet. He gets onto the Shrine, Echo Slam onto 2. He actually took a little bit of damage there from the Blade Mail, and they will clean him up at the end of the day. And that's, again, a 3-for-2 trade favoring virtus.pro. Did get that huge streak on Ramses. Gave them a lot of gold, but I don't know if this is enough. Just getting these more or less even trades is not going to help Newbee. I mean, it's allowing them to stall the game out, but I don't know, even if this game goes late game, if they have what it takes. So Earthshaker is their main team fighter. I guess Monkey King, if he scales really well, and I think he did get that kill. So yeah, the Wukong's command, I believe, got the kill there onto Ramses. So he's starting to scale. He has Battle Fury. He'll have the Shadow Blade as well. But I think Newbee, their game plan right now is just to hold out for sure, right? They're farming up all their heroes. They're splitting the map. They're looking for smokes just to buy time. But most importantly, they can't allow virtus.pro to get this Aegis and Roshan kill. Because if they can get that, they will be able to potentially go high ground. And at that point, I'm not so sure if Newbee has what it takes to go high ground or defend a high ground push against an Aegis and Chi at this point. And virtus.pro will go for just that as Ramses head into the Rosh pit. He still has 10-second BKB. He's ready to fight, building for the butterfly as his next item. While Newbee, surprisingly, actually don't know that this is going on. They have no vision in this Rosh pit area, and they'll give a free Aegis away to virtus.pro. That's quite troubling for them. They do have Echo Snipe up in 20 seconds. Kaka looking for a courier snipe here, but it's actually going to be KPI TPing in. They're going to kill the Dog. Dog! Poor Dog. It's looking like a little bit like the last game where the courier was dying left and right for virtus.pro. virtus.pro not wasting time. They're pushing in through the mid lane. Oh, there you go, spiders again. Monkey King's Boundless Strike, and they want to put their lanes in a pretty good position before attempting a high ground push, and maybe even take out this tier 2 before committing to the high ground. Ramses still has a bit of gold if he wants to farm up his butterfly as well, so he still has an item to buy. He's sitting on a lot of gold right now, and I think that's what they're probably waiting for. KPI did go back into a Midas. Went for the Force Staff to help him out, went back for Midas. Right? He might have went Midas first. I don't know actually what he built first, but now he'll be going for the Orchid. So again, he is scaling into kind of a position 3 again, but Kaka is still ahead, of course. He's level 18 with the Shadow Blade. Just scouting out for his team right now. They know roughly where virtus.pro are playing, and Solo. Very lucky that he canceled the TP there. He would have died for sure. Charge was coming through, but they will decide to cancel it, and tier 2 will fall. And I think virtus.pro looking to go high ground here in the bottom lane. The lanes aren't really that much in their favor, as top lane is fairly pushed out for Newbee, but they have tier 2 still there. And they get the stun onto Pasha, who'll narrowly dodge that arrow from SCCC. He'll pop the Ghost Shout, healing himself back up. But in the meantime, though, top tier 2 taking a ton of damage. But Lil looking to stop the split push as he charges in. Do they have any follow-up for him, though? It doesn't matter, maybe. He gets the bash. It might be a solo kill. He has the Quelling Blade as well. The bash is needed. Pasha couldn't get there in time for the Reaper Scythe, and KPI will manage to escape. And that's just buying more time for Newbee, as Pasha did have to TP for that. And this is going to put pressure away from their high ground. And Ramses wants this butterfly most likely before going high ground. As you saw there, the Monkey King still doing a ton of damage to him. If he gets disabled in the Wukong's command, he was right in the middle, smack dab of that Wukong's command as well. So he was getting hit by all the Monkey King soldiers. Mugi's next item build up will be a BKB, while SCCC went for the Lincolns just to help against the Rupture. KPI is still going on these warding missions, but he'll scout out Lil now. I'm not sure why he's canceling his TP. He will TP back to the top lane now. It's really nice that you can have this global warder for your team. And I'm surprised teams don't do this with Nature's Prophet, even if he's as a core. Because Envy did it. I mean, he saw the value in it. But it will sometimes take support Nature's Prophet to go do some TP wards. Good Mother still farming up a storm in this area. She will have her butterfly now, I believe. No, she still actually needs the Talisman of Evasion. So quite a bit of gold still. But KPI, let's get caught out. Trying to go for a courier snipe, I think, or something. I don't know. Maybe he was trying to reward. But he just get charged up, and Lil spots out the ward. Oh, what? It is really unfortunate. The ward's gonna expire. Oh. No, he gets it. He gets it. He gets it. All right. At least he gets the goal. Not a very valued D ward though. That ward was dying anyway, and he committed 2 sentries for it, so he didn't even get his gold back. But Ramses looking to push high ground now. The Aegis is expiring soon, so let's be a little bit careful. See a charge out from Lil. Manages to get him away as well. Kaka will TP back to the base. Oh, there's a Fiend's Grip used onto Pasha. Glimpse will cancel it. Tier 3 has already fallen. Ramses gotta be careful as Aegis is expiring in like a minute. So this fight breaks out for too long. The Echo Slam onto Pasha, but he gets the Goose Shroud and the Force Staff to the low ground. The Rupture gets used onto Kaka. He should be dead. The charge comes in from Lil. Well, something actually canceled it. Or he canceled it. I don't know. He pops the Blade Mail. He will go down to the Boundless Strike. No one runs in. Heals up on all these creeps. They're gonna continue this fight. Ramses still has the Aegis up, but no one going in without fear. That's a double kill for him. The buyback comes out for Newbee. Finally, the Aegis will expire. Can anyone upgrade the courier? Says no one. And that's a huge win for virtus.pro. It might be game at this point. Kaka had to buy back, but he's already committed the Echo Slam, and he didn't even get Pasha. He was able to get the Ghost Shroud off. Force Staff to the low ground. Now the buyback committed from Mugi as well. virtus.pro just back away at this point. At this point, they're one teamfight away from winning this game and continuing their journey at ESL Hamburg in the grand finals against either Team Secret or Liquid. They'll have that rematch against Liquid. And we'll see what happens here. So we don't know quite yet whether Liquid or Secret will win, but I am favoring Liquid there. They did lose to... Oh, they did. I said I was to say they did lose to Secret before, but that's just wrong. They lost to VP. So anyway, virtus.pro backing away. They're gonna secure the shrines. They're definitely feeling confident here, but they've thrown an advantage this large before. Never forget their match against OG at what major was that? Forgot the major. Whoops. Kiev major, I think. Anyway, game will continue. 20,000 net worth advantage for Newbee. I mean, Bloodseeker is farmed out of his mind there. He's surpassed the Brood now, going for the Eye of Scotty build. And that's going to give him a lot of survivability. It will give him that move speed slow as well, so he can just chase down these heroes. I mean, you can't escape a Bloodseeker with a Scotty. He's slowing you, he's running at race car speeds. But a lot of buybacks had to committed to just hold. I mean, they still lost the mid-racks as well. So, Newbee definitely on the back of this game here. I don't know what they actually do to come back. This is this Brood Mother throwing them for a loop. They definitely didn't see this coming. They swapped up their lanes, but it still didn't work out too well for them. This core Earthshaker doesn't feel like it's had the impact that it should have being played in the mid lane here. He's never able to get that kill onto Ramses, except for that one time here, and that wasn't even mainly Earthshaker getting the kill there. It was just the good Wukong's command and Fiend's Grip, I believe. A lot of times his Echo hasn't really hit on crucial targets, and then when it did, they can't finish the kill, as you saw there onto Posh on the high ground push. And Mugi is very far from his BKB now that he has to buy back. SCCC, he didn't have to buy back, so he's still at the top net worth for Newbee, but it's a Mirana, and there's only so much she can do. She doesn't match up particularly well against any of these heroes on the side of virtus.pro. So if anything, you want the Monkey King to be your highest farmed hero, which is kind of close, but he's still significantly far behind both the Brood Mother as well as Bloodseeker, and VP will take the game a little bit slow. They're probably waiting for the next Roshan. They don't want to rush anything, as late game is still not their strong point. If Newbee can get an amazing defense off, get a full 5-man wipe, and they turn around the net worth advantage. I mean, at this point, even if they get like a wipe, the game still will be extended for like another 30 minutes or so, but at least they'll have a chance. So from this point on, if virtus.pro gets the next Roshan, I just don't know what they do, as they can't fight it because they don't have buybacks on these very crucial heroes. You don't have the shrine as well, so I just don't know what they do come time for this next Roshan. And it's spawning in 30 seconds. So Mugi will probably have his BKB completed by then. By the time virtus.pro scouts out Roshan and decides to actually go for it. So they might go for the all-in fight. But that's really risky. If they lose the fight there, that's GG. So we'll see what actually Newbee decides to do. But Pasha, even on this 3-position Necrophos, he's right up there in farms with Newbee's core. So you're going to see a charge all the way down into the bottom lane here onto Mugi. And they're going to start TPing no one in here. They're looking for a fight. But the charge will be cancelled.
The prize is mine.
They're just going to back off. Roshan will just spawn now. And will get scouted out soon by virtus.pro as they're playing near the Rosh Pit area. They're leaving this bottom lane free for Newbee to do whatever they want with it. And we will see Roshan has spawned. They're going to head right into it, wasting no time. The lanes are in pretty good position as well, minus the bottom lane here. And I don't think that Newbee will be able to contest this. Just Rosh will fall incredibly quickly. Look at that. It is melting like butter here. And virtus.pro will once again claim an Aegis and cheese, and they're looking to close out the game. But first, they have to deal with this bottom lane. Someone has to come down here, I think. Either that or I just don't care. Just run straight down the top lane. Oh, no. Pasha will be sent down here, back to base, push out this bottom lane. No one will rotate here as well. Kaka was waiting in the trees, but they know that virtus.pro will probably bring more than one hero down here. They're not going to make the mistake of just sending one to die to an Echo Stand. Even then, I don't know if the Echo is worth the kill, but Lil finds KP, and if you get the bash, no, bash not needed. Blood Rage comes out from no one, and the last auto attack from Lil was enough to finish off the kill. KPI loses his life. He's dead without buyback. The Moonlight Shadow comes out from Newbee. They're looking for a pick off from somebody here. Solo is looking juicy, but this is also looking to be maybe a bait, as they don't have any vision on the map right now. It's pretty dark for them. And they have some wards here covering the lane, and they have support here covering Roshan, but it didn't matter. VP got Roshan anyway. Now at this point, I think VP just want to run straight down this bottom lane. They have the tier 2s as buffers in the top 2 lanes. The lanes are also quite pushed out here because the super creeps in the mid lane as well as the brood mother, and they might just go for a split play here, pushing the bottom lane and the top lane at the same time. And I don't know if Newbee have the answer to that. They can only echo one side, and if they echo bottom lane, brood will take top. If they echo brood top, I mean, they won't even kill her because she has the Aegis, and she gets the BKB off, and she's not dying. So see what happens here. This is a very tough high ground defense for Newbee. They've played so well in this tournament so far, but virtus.pro with a surprise brood pick, pulling ahead in this game here, catching Newbee off guard, and they're definitely not prepared for this one, and they come out with the Fiend's Grip used onto no one. It will get cancelled by the charge from Lil. Balance Strike comes out, hits onto Solo. He wants to survive. He still hasn't cast his Static Storm quite yet, but in the meantime though, Brood is ratting top. She's already taken the racks. In the bottom lane, the Monkey King's Wukong's command will end. No one pops his BKB. He wants to get the Rupture off. Will not get it off. There's 2 Shadow Blades here. Monkey King, Earthshaker. They want to go in with the Echo, but I mean, can they actually burst no one in time? Meanwhile, the pop rack is completely claimed here by Ramses, and they can't go on him either because he has the Aegis, also has a BKB. And now virtus.pro very close to closing out this game. They're 1 lane of racks away from Mega Creeps. Ramses moving forward without fear. He has the Aegis. He can bait these spells, and he's just gonna man up. Does have the BKB available as well. It looks like he will lose his Aegis. He needs to be quick on his BKB pop here. If he gets echoed immediately, he might end up dying again. The Rupture gets used onto Fate. Immediate BKB pop as well as ultimate pop coming out from Ramses. He's manning up. He's pushing back the Monkey King. Keep in mind, Monkey's ult is already committed. They take out the Earthshaker. Kaka's down. The Rax has fallen. That's Mega Creeps. They get the Reaper's Sight. KPI falls as well. He does have buyback, but that is Mega Creeps. Pasha with a dominating streak. Has his ultimate again very shortly because of his Aghanim's that he's picked up. 34,000 net worth advantage for virtus.pro. They're going to disengage as Brood Mother no longer has BKB. And yeah, they can just look for a good opportunity. They know if they kill Kaka again, he's dead for good. And a lot of these heroes also don't have buyback. I mean, look at buyback status right now. Only buyback on the side of the Dire. Oh, Echo Slam right onto Ramses. They stun him up, chain stun him, and they will get the kill. That's Echo Slam committed. I feel like virtus.pro just go hand now. No Echo Slam. No one. With the DD rune as well. Doesn't have mana for the Rupture. Doesn't get the vision for it either as Newbee jumps into the trees. Arrow will fly out, misses onto Solo. No one wants to fight here. He's running forward, has the cheese, has the BKB, the glimpse onto Fate. He gets brought back. Oh no, the Static Storm onto 2 is looking like it might be it. GG's just called. Fate's had enough, and virtus.pro will take game 3 against Newbee. They will continue in this tournament, playing up against either Secret or Liquid in the grand finals. We might see a virtus.pro Liquid rematch, or we might see virtus.pro versus Secret. So they're one more best of 3 away from being our ESL major champions. And this is going to be a huge win for virtus.pro if they can pull this off. And they're looking like a strong team right now, pulling out this Brood pick out of nowhere, surprising Newbee and putting themselves in an uncomfortable position. And Newbee is a team that really likes to play their practice strategies. They know what works and they know what they feel comfortable with. And virtus.pro throwing them for a loop, causing them to go for this lane swap, and it just messed up their, their flow of how they like to play the game. And because of that, virtus.pro claimed this victory. In addition, I say the Brood was still a really good pick. And first Earthshaker to play out of his comfort zone. Usually Kaka dominates on these 4 positioning heroes, but he was forced to play mid this game. He did okay at some point, but then he got picked off. Very nice plays there from virtus.pro. Slowed down his Blink Dagger by that much. They didn't have the right wards to cover the Brood. They did place a couple of wards, but they just couldn't catch Ramses. He was too elusive, as the hero is in the jungle, and they just held off. And after that, they got Roshan's, and the most dangerous phase, I would say, was just the Earthshaker, potentially threatening kill potential onto Ramses. Once they got past that, they were able to claim map control very easily, and Newbee feeling it here as to this is what virtus.pro did here is very similar to what Liquid did to Newbee at TI. And I think they knew that. They knew that Newbee are not comfortable in these scenarios, playing against these type of heroes like the Broodmother, the Bloodseeker, Necrophos, and Newbee gets knocked out of the tournament. virtus.pro will continue, and make sure you leave a like if you like the cast, and subscribe as well if you want to see more, because I'm casting in this game as well. Team Secret versus Liquid, that should be a pretty good series as well as the grand finals. So I'll see you all for the next one, and make sure you stay tuned. Peace out.